Nebraska leads the nation in commercial red meat production. It's also the third largest grower of corn and the fourth biggest producer of soybeans. The Bureau of Business Research, or BBR, here at UNL says the state's resources fit well with livestock production, but also believes Nebraska could reap big economic benefits by increasing its beef, pork, and poultry industries. We recently talked with BBR Director Eric Thompson at the Fremont Corn Expo about that potential and about ag's importance to Nebraska.
Nebraska has many large industries, but the largest of all of them, of course, is agriculture. If you think about the entire agricultural complex, whether it's corn farmers, other grain farmers, whether it's livestock producers, whether it's suppliers and processors, you add that all up, it's about a quarter of our economy. So it's still one of the keys to our state's economy.
Is there still potential for growth in animal agriculture in Nebraska?
There is. We're an excellent location for animal agriculture, certainly for processing facilities of animals. With our Ogallala aquifer, which remains healthy, we're a good place to make an investment because you can rely on having a solid crop regardless of the weather. So that's a big plus. We've also had a big expansion of grain production over the last decade and a half. Earlier in that period, it might have been by adding new acres under irrigation. Throughout the period due to growing productivity and yields. And we haven't really seen the expansion in animal agriculture to match that expansion in grain production. So there's room for growth.
Under what scenarios would Nebraska be able to grow that?
Well, our report looked at 4 different scenarios for growth. We looked at a significant expansion of hog finishing of 25%, a 10% expansion of cattle on feed, large growth in our dairy herd or in poultry production. I think all or a combination of those things is possible. We found very large economic impacts or potential economic impacts on the state of between $500 million to $1.5 billion a year in each of those 4 scenarios.
And what benefits, as in what area of the states would benefit from that?
Well, one of our interesting findings was how broad-based the benefits would be. So obviously there'd be a lot of benefits in the rural counties where that additional animal agriculture would take place. But the biggest benefit was in our what we call our micropolitan areas, our small cities like Crete or Fremont, where the processing facilities are located. There's also a large share of the benefit would occur in our biggest cities of Omaha and Lincoln, about a quarter of that benefit. So I think the message was there's potential for further expansion of agriculture that can help grow the state's economy and the whole state economy, not just the rural regions.
Can you explain why Lincoln and Omaha would see that big of a benefit?
I think there's 2 reasons. First of all, there's a lot of service providers to agriculture located in Omaha and Lincoln. If you think about finance, you think about insurance, you think about the supply chain. So I think that's part of it. Also, those are just locations where people throughout the state spend some of their income, spend some of their money. So that's the other reason.
What's the key to making this happen? How does it play out?
Well, again, I think at least economists over time expect that if there's an opportunity there, business people will make it happen. Obviously, we can set a good policy environment in the state in terms of providing tax relief where it's needed, making sure there's transparent and reasonable laws in terms of siting new facilities, and things of that nature.